With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
This half brought to you by Tommy John, TommyJohn.com/M. All right.
Well, the Democratic field of presidential hopefuls already includes 22 candidates, so what's one more? New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio officially announced his bid for the nomination. In a video released early Thursday, the 58-year-old said he talked about raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, paid sick leave, guaranteed health care, free pre-K. He also takes on Trump. This is a 3-minute video. Here's just a minute from it.
This has never existed anywhere else in this country. Fully comprehensive, guaranteed health care.
My wife, Charlene, and I believe health care is a human right. It has to be available for all. It has to be affordable, and it has to include mental health services.
Everything
Got a soundtrack
begins
going.
with being healthy,
Cooks.
and there's
Oh, it
no
changes.
health without mental health.
Today we announce free, full day, high quality, pre-K.
People come up to Bill every day and thank him for making that possible. It makes a real difference in a child's life, makes a real difference in a family's life.
Wait for
Doesn't
it.
matter if you live in a city or a rural area, a big state, a small state, doesn't matter what your ethnicity is.
Bleak.
People in every part of this country feel stuck or even like they're going backwards. But the rich got richer. I'm a New Yorker. I've known Trump's a bully for a long time. This is not news to me or anyone else here. And I know how to take him on.
Bully and free are like two of the big words I didn't think I'd be hearing that much as an adult.
here we are.
Other
Bully,
adults
yeah.
talking about, we're
Here
giving
we
free
are.
stuff because we're going to keep you away from the bullies with free stuff. The way you handle a bully, you hit him over the head with free.
No free bullies.
So let's say you're being bullied.
Yeah.
You pull out your free stuff and you hit the bully with the frees.
All right, I got to write this down.
Okay. Well, just talk to dumb people about getting shit for free and warding off bullies.
Although,
How
yeah.
old are we? What year is this?
Yeah, but
Ugh,
I'm thinking,
fucking
obviously, this is an insanely oversaturated group of candidates, but Bill de Blasio, being a New Yorker and understanding, Trump as a New Yorker and Trump as a realtor,
You've got to understand the enemy.
I'm just thinking, I think that's going to give him an edge, New Yorker against New Yorker.
I don't think people like him.
I was going to say, I don't know if he cooks or sings on the screen.
But there's free pre-K.
Yeah, here's the whole thing: the woke and the free and all that kind of stuff. It's good, but eventually you got to talk about. We need some policy here, other than free.
There's a couple of candidates that aren't going to make it onto the stage because they're doing it over 2 nights because there's so many, and only 20 are going to be invited. Now there's 23, so who's going to be the odd man out?
Well, that's. The best part is when they interview that person and they put their positive spin on there. Like, I'm not on the main stage, but I won't risk rolling an ankle walking down the steps on the way out,
Right.
And they'll put their positive. We're still going
I'll be
strong.
live tweeting during the whole thing.
Yes.
So these days, most of us shop online, but beware that discount you find really is probably too good to be true because a new study from the Better Business Bureau says that counterfeiting is becoming more frequent. Studies have found that 1 in 4 people have bought something online that turned out to be counterfeit. Many
Counterfeit products.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, bootleg, like Chinese
accessories,
stuff, junk, golf cart, purses.
Exactly.
Ray-Bans for $19.
Exactly. This is mostly organized criminal operating rings out of China. They're the vast majority of the fraud. And it can be anything from shoes to sports team apparel, electronics, cosmetics, even medication. You can avoid becoming a victim by doing your research. Don't always believe the reviews that you see. Those can be easily faked when everything's 5 out of 5 and this is the best lipstick I've ever used. If you think you've purchased a counterfeit product, call your credit card company, call the retailer. This is very, very common.
The good news is whether you're buying a Rolex or Big Bertha driver, I don't think anyone's good enough to know if it's fake. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a good enough golfer to even use that golf club in the first place.
Yeah.
The fake version.
You
like,
don't know.
I got this Submariner. It's good for 80 fathoms of seawater. Like, okay.
How will you ever know?
You're wearing it by the pool at the Luxor. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? How are you ever going to know?
Yeah.
I mean,
guess-
why do you even deserve to know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if
like,
it's that good.
I just mean, like, you never use the watch to what it could be
No.
within an inch. Like most guys who drive the Corvettes and they talk about the 0 to 60, and they never go
Yeah,
that
how'd you know?
fast in them, or they never actually do it. Now, if you can't really tell a fake Rolex from a real one by just holding it, then the performance part is really almost a non-issue.
Good on them. It's the same active ingredient. I would just say that makeup and medication is probably something you shouldn't get a bargain for. Heavy metals in those. Who knows what they're stepped on with. So just be careful.
What the hell, China?
Yeah.
Come on. I used to mistake you people for Japanese people. No more. You've worked your way out of that group.
You took that compliment away?
I did.
Oh.
I did. I now think of you differently.
Oh, okay.
And all this bootlegging. I don't like it.
No. How dare they? So the nonprofit group that administers the SATs will assign an adversity score now to each student who takes the test to reflect. This news story was everywhere this morning to reflect their social and economic background. This according to Wall Street Journal and CNN. So here's how it's going to work. The numbers will be calculated using 15 factors, including the crime rate and poverty levels of the student's high school and neighborhood. Colleges will be able to see the score when considering the applicant, but the student will never see the score. So according to the journal, 50 colleagues used this adversity score as a beta test last year, but they want to expand it to 150 schools this fall. So you won't know what your score is, but it's going to be weighed into whether or not you get in or not.
I don't know if you have the whole breakdown of what you could get points for, deductions for, or whatever it is, school and crime and poverty. But I think there's one up there for coming from a single parent.
Well, I can see that.
Which is on the list. So Max Paddock can look that up. But if we're going to go ahead and put that on the list of things that would hurt your child's performance, then maybe we should address single parents as a problem.
Or just give the bump.
Right.
Because that's something that we talk about a lot, moving that goalpost.
Yes, I'd like to explain, all you bumpers out there, if you have a child of a single parent and that child does not have a father in the house, and discipline thus becomes an issue in that young man, and you've decided that that young man is being disciplined too greatly, or certain groups who have a higher likelihood of a single mom and not a dad to provide the guidance and the discipline in the home are then acting out at school, your thing of fixing the problem by eliminating suspension and expulsions is probably not going to actually fix the problem. So you going, well, you have these kids and there's a single mom and the mom has to work 2 jobs and so they can't do homework and they lacks the discipline or the whatever that is. You giving him a couple of bonus points so he can get into, or she can get into college, may get them into college. It does not fix what the root of the problem is, dickheads. Or if you'd like to, then you'd have to have that discussion. So if you are going to put comes from single parent or broken family, if that makes your list, then you guys have addressed it as a problem. And if you've addressed it as a problem, then I think we should be able to talk about it. What are those things, Max Pat? Do you have them?
I'm still getting the exact ones. They're like in different like categories, like crime rates, neighborhoods, things like that. I'm trying to get the exact ones. So just give me a few more.
Well, Lamar Odom claims he's a sex addict who bedded more than 2,000 women. The former NBA star makes the admission in his upcoming memoir, Darkness to Light. He writes that he's been obsessed with sex for as long as he can remember, and he says there were too many strippers to count and that he often paid them. He also admits to cheating on Khloe Kardashian throughout the marriage.
To be fair, being only able to count to 13 does limit you when it comes to tallying up the strippers.
Oh, right.
Lamar's not the sharpest guy out there.
He had a ghostwriter to come up with the 2,000. His addiction caught up with him in that Nevada brothel in 2015 when he overdosed during a coke and booze-fueled sex romp. And
all I remember
is coming out soon.
I remember Lamar Odom's dad, I think it was. He was the guy who wore the
outfit.
Super snappy, short, shanty top, whatever.
That was a sweet combo.
I'm going to do a coffee table book. Let's see. We got What Black People Think White People Talk About. I'm going to do a book called Things White People Can't Wear. And I might have Lamar Odom's dad's ensemble on the cover.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you see like the black lady politician from Florida with like the turquoise cowboy hat, like that kind of
That's
stuff.
not for white folk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's just stuff.
It wouldn't translate.
Just wouldn't work. It's just
knee-length T-shirts.
it's somehow the
Look like Ebenezer
top.
Scrooge.
Look, I'll make an exception for denim, but anything outside of denim, the top bottom shorts with the jacket kind of suit. I've never seen a white guy really pull that one off. All right, Max Bad, did you find anything?
They haven't revealed the exact metrics yet, so there's
Maybe that's
nothing
part of
about
it.
families or single family, single moms,
single parent households. Yes, there is
broad. I'm asking, is that on the list?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's what I was asking.
Okay.
It's on the list of
the 15 factors.
The 15 factors.
Yeah, along with like crime rates, poverty levels, things like that.
Okay, so we should work on all those things. What are they? Do you have them all?
That's what I'm saying. They haven't revealed exactly what they are yet. They just said that every news site reporting there are 15 factors, including, and then they're using the same.
Oh,
That's
they
what
don't.
I found
They
too.
don't give you the 15.
Right.
They
Wall Street
just
Journal
go
and
including.
CNN
Well, what
the
are
same.
they including?
Poverty rates, crime levels, single parent households, neighborhoods,
And school.
yeah,
Like
localities.
high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get that on your list, Gina Grad. The parent, is that on your list?
No, that what Chris said. They're not. I got the exact same information. It's crime levels and high school you came from and all over general neighborhood. But I couldn't find the 15 either. Is that what your question? Is that the question?
No, the parents.
Oh yeah, that wasn't on my list. Sorry.
But it's on your list.
Yeah, well, not everybody's reporting it. Yeah, but
Where did you find that? Because I was on the. This took me like
Business Insider.
I had Fox,
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal, and CNN. This
yeah,
is
all the major
whole
news
story.
ones aren't doing it. We
Okay.
They're not doing parents.
No, they don't. They don't say that.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
All right. But anyway, I don't need the number. I just want to know if parents are on there. Pissing me off. Let's talk about parents. Parents are basically, like we were talking about sleep earlier, they just affect
They affect
everything
everything, all
in
the
a
cells.
super good way or super negative way.
Yeah.
So just like you should work on your sleep,
Yeah.
we should work as a society.
Your quality of sleep.
Quality of parents.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
All the rise, all the stuff we talk about, including the crime and the bad schools and the whatever. My kid's school is good because everyone has good parents and the school is good. The fucking box that they go to is the same as any other box any other kids go to. It's a box with a fence around it. It's a fucking box with a fence around it and a bike rack and a basketball court. It's the same as every other goddamn school. The difference between the good versions of that and the bad versions of that is I live in a neighborhood with a bunch of intact families and good mamas and good daddies who take care of their kids, and then their kids don't do a lot of punching other kids. They don't do a lot of littering. They don't do a lot of all the stuff you don't want kids to do at school, bullying other kids and all that kind of stuff. My son's friends don't get beat on by their dads. They have good dads. They have relationships with their dads. They don't have their dads. They don't live in fucking Florida and never see them. Thus, my son's friends are well-mannered, and they treat each other nicely, and they treat adults nicely, and they treat their classmates and strangers nicely because they have intact families. The school itself is a bunch of fucking stucco with a flat roof and a fence. So what can we get the fuck over what the school is? We need more money. He has a shitty desk and a fucking library and a basketball court. He has the same shit I had. He has the same shit everybody has. And yes, eventually you'll start getting better teachers to those schools because they don't want to get stabbed in the neck with a fucking number 2 pencil. So they'll end up over there. But there's still a bunch of people that are willing to work for $47,000 a year and have tapped out of private industry, and they're not betting on themselves. Fine. And they have the same stupid ideas that my teachers had. It's the kids, but it's the parents. The parents are what create the kids, and then the schools have to teach and tame the kids.
Also,
Yes.
by virtue of being good parents, they're involved in the school,
Yes.
fundraising or helping out or whatever.
Yes. The school, you could give the school more money. It's not going to hurt. But fundamentally, what you're dealing with here is a population of kids that were traumatized at the bad schools because of their fucking broken families, and kids that aren't traumatized, and how they interact, how trauma survivors interact with one another is very different, especially when you're 11 and you can't really control your impulses. Okay, do I have to think of everything, or could somebody else fucking wade into this pool with me and start discussing it?
Do I hear a 24th candidate for president?
Yeah, de Blasio's going to get free lunches to all the traumatized kids so they can have enough energy to stab each other. Asshole. All right. Should we bring it home?
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.